Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the last lecture we have covered the basic mapping between two different entities, between two different classes, like how we can map two different objects or basically two different entities with each other. And we have also seen that how can we add the MapStruct dependency into our project. So I have got some few comments and few some queries that the dependency which we have added is not working for them. Basically, the implementation is not generating. So what you can do is that you can comment this maybe an abstract plugin. Basically, this map we have used this MapStruct plugin to generate the implementation part. But for some reason, this plugin is not working for them. So you can do one thing. Instead of this plugin, you can use this MapStruct processor. So let me tell you one more thing that how you can get these dependencies. So you can get these dependencies through the ambient repository. So you need to add these two dependencies. The first one is MapStruct core, which we have already added in our last video. So this MapStruct core dependency is going to be there. And the other thing, instead of the plugin, you can use the MapStruct processor. Basically, now this is going to generate, basically, this is going to implement the code which MapStruct is generating with the plugin. So basically, the plugin part is handled by this MapStruct processor. So yeah, so we need these two dependencies. So let's go. So in this uh, video, we are going to cover how we can map two different entities, but with different field names. So let me show you the project structure. So yeah, basically we are following the same old project, but we have done some few changes. So you can get this. Now we have added one person response DTO. So in the person response DTO, basically what we are doing in the last project, we were returning the person object itself. Let me show you. So in this you can see that we are returning the person and entity itself, but it is not a good practice. The good practice was that you should always return the DTO. Basically, you never return the object because it contains the sensitive information like ID and unnecessary things also, which you don't want to share with the client. So what you do is you make a DTO. So now we, instead of the person object, we are going to return the person DTO. But as you can see that in the person response DTO, we have two different field names than the person DTO. In the person DTO, we have first name and the last name. But in the person response DTO, we have the your first name and your last name, right? So how we are going to handle this? So let me tell you. Basically, we need to go to this person mapper interface, and we have to create one new method, that is person to person response DTO, which is taking person as a parameter and returning the person response DTO. So as you can see this, we are using a new annotation, that is at the rate mapping, and we have something called as source and something as a target. So basically, this at the rate mapping annotation specifies that the first name and the last name from the person should be mapped with the your first name and your last name of the person responsive. So let me tell you in the simple way. Whenever you are mapping two different entities which have different field names, not all, but you maybe some in this I have taken both as a different name, but it might not be case. Some have similar name also. So you can, it will convert them as it is. Okay. So you need to handle only those cases which are not the same. Okay. Like they are not same in the person response DTO and the person DTO. So what happening is that the source tell you that the person source is from the person. Like in the person is source and the person response DTO is the target. Okay. So in the person, we have first name, we have last name, and in the person response DTO, we have your first name and your last name. So we are telling them that the first name from the person should be mapped with the your first name of the person response DTO. Similar in the person. object, we have last name, and in the person response DTO, we have your last name. So from the person last name should be mapped with the person response DTO last name. Okay. And similarly, we have made some changes in the service class. So as you can see, person response DTO. First, what we are doing is we are converting this person response DTO. Basically, we are taking the person response DTO. That is, we are not changing that part. So we are taking the person response DTO. We are converting it to the person object. We are saving it in the database. And from that, the saved person, we are basically converting this saved person to the person response DTU. So person response DTU have some different field names. Now let me go to the controller. So as you can see, we have made a different controller for them, which is returning the person response DTU. So let me hit to the poster and show you how it is working. So yeah, we came to this controller, that is person controller. Now we are going to the service layer. So as you can see, we have person DT object, that is first name and the last name, which is John Doe. Okay, we are converting this person DTO to the person object. We have here person object which doesn't have ID. Okay, so let me now we are going to save it to the database. Okay, we have saved it to the database. Now we have IDs too. Okay, so ID is 26. First name is John. The last name is Doe. Okay, so now we are converting this saved person to this person response DTO. So let me show you how we are doing this. Okay, so yeah, so you can see that we have successfully mapped first name of the person entity to the your first name of the person response DTO. So yes, so let me execute it. So now you can see it. We have we have given the first name and the last name as a request param, okay, as a request body, but we are getting in response as your first name and your last name. So basically this is how you can map two different entities which have some different field name. Okay, so basically let me summarize this for you how we have achieved this. Okay, so you don't have to do much in this, just one thing. Suppose we have here private string address. Okay, and the same field we have in the person response DTU. Okay, private string address, and the same field we have in the person DTU. Okay, so what case is now that we have two different field names, but we have one address field name as the same, which is in person also, which is in the person DTO also, and which is in the person response DTO also. So in this case, we don't have to handle this case. We just have to handle this case, which are not aligning with this person entity, which we are converting it. So as you can see, the person mapper, we are not handling the address because it is gonna handle, it will generate the implementation of the address by default. Okay, the processor dependency which we have added, it is going to generate the source code for us. Okay, so yeah, let me show you. Suppose I am adding one more field here, ADDI address. Okay, so address is, suppose I am giving is India. So yeah, you can see this first name, last name, and address as a India. So basically, this is how you are going to map two different entities which have different field name. So thank you guys. If you have any queries or any suggestion for me, so please write it in the comment box. Thank you guys. Bye.